seriously, does Tesla give a damn about affordability now? Because when I bought my Tesla Model 3 back in 2020, it was the most affordable Tesla you could buy at 40,000 with 4.8% APR on the monthly finance. Yet still that was way more affordable than a brand new Tesla Model S and X, which would have set you back, what, 80 to 90,000, which they had to make first in order to then make the more affordable Tesla Model 3 and Y. And if we're going to go all the way back to when things first began, they had to sell the Roadster an eye-watering 250,000, I think it was, to even be in a position to produce the more expensive S and X. However, crucially, with each brand new car Tesla produced, their prices dropped to become more and more affordable, which meant Tesla has been honouring its mission statement to accelerate the world's transition to sustainable energy. And it did so by driving the prices down, for which price elasticity would teach us that the lower price charged, in theory, we should see an increase in demand. The problem that we have though is that it was over 5 years ago from when they introduced the new car, and the Cybertruck, yeah, it's a truck, so that doesn't really count, and the Semi, well, it's just a Semi. So where is the next wave of affordable cars coming from for Tesla? And in fairness, it's not even about having the lowest prices. It's also about being competitively priced in different vehicle segments. Say, for example, if you want a 7-seat Tesla in 2025, you can't even opt for a 7-seat Tesla Model Y now, like you could do with the legacy model. So then your cheapest option then becomes a new Model X. Tesla is then going to miss out on sales on those with bigger families because it cannot produce a vehicle that can address that kind of market, because the Model X, it prices out most consumers. Therefore, what has happened to Tesla, making Tesla EVs accessible to the masses by driving down affordability to their vehicles? Well, folks, you don't have to go far if you want to find some answers, because we need to talk about the rumoured new model sightings, inflation gains for which everyone seems to have forgotten, and Robotaxi. So if you're interested in hearing more, I'd appreciate if you could just hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and do hit that notification bell if you haven't already. Let's get into it. First up, if you followed Tesla's most recent earnings call from Q1, you will have seen that Tesla is officially planning more affordable models in this very quarter. And what that means for you is, well, Tesla is still planning to bring out brand new vehicles, plural, that is cheaper than the Tesla Model 3 and the Model Y at present. Do we know anything more about the car and its design? Well, beyond the statement, we don't have an idea on anything beyond that it was originally going to be using the same manufacturing techniques that will be behind the Cybercab. That now isn't the case, so don't be expecting a one-for-one copy of the Cybercab with a steering wheel. It will still be sharing some parts with the Cybercab, but apparently it will be on the same production lines as the Tesla Model 3 and Model Y. Therefore, as the famous saying goes, the apple doesn't fall too far from the tree. This drone footage was taken from Giga, Texas, literally the other day, and could this camouflaged car well be one of those affordable models? Yes, it could well be, though it's incredibly hard to tell. Another strong indicator could be that this is actually a new Tesla Model Y performance in testing, for which it does look like a Model Y in the front, and so personally I think it has a stronger case of it being a Model Y performance. But I could well be very wrong and this be one of the affordable vehicles that Tesla is talking of. Rumours in Rumorsville is to expect a compact of some description to hit that compact segment low and hard, which will be pretty mega in Europe and China, as we do love our compact cars, especially if it is effectively a smaller Tesla Model Y. Then Tesla could really well be cooking. The other expected vehicle could be a dedicated and more affordable third row 7-seater. I generally have literally no idea, but I am interested in what you have to think Tesla will reveal on these new affordable models very shortly. Let me know in the comment section below. Moving on to something no one ever seems to consider. The cheapest Tesla Model 3 that you can buy is $39,990 here in the UK, and when I bought my Tesla almost 5 years ago, it was $40,490. So it's £500 cheaper now, with a whole host of upgrades from, a bigger max range to interior features. But what you folks tend to miss is the inflationary difference. When I asked AI to actually work out how much £40,490 from 2020 would be worth in 2025, it told me it would be worth £48,560. Instead, you're paying £39,990 for indisputably a better car than in 2020. That is effectively an undocumented real-term cut, and Tesla doesn't get much praise when it comes to the price remaining the same, especially with the bags of new features that they've added over the past 5 years. And you may be thinking, well, what about others in the industry? Doesn't everyone do this? Well, what are the like-for-like comparisons that we can look at? Well, looking at, say, a base Mercedes C-Class, for which in 2020 you could apparently pick one up for an absolute steal of £33,180. However, in 2025, that base C-Class is now going to set you back to £46,175. That is a big difference in pricing strategy, and some of this may well be because of a higher spec and different engine was used, for which it does actually say that in the response. But the point remains that if you still want a base C-Class model, the price has increased 39% in over 5 years. That is eye-wateringly different, and this won't be the sole competitor in that exact same boat. My point is, staying on topic, the Tesla Model 3, even the new Tesla Model Y, over the years is actually getting cheaper when inflation is taken into account. So Tesla are making these current models more affordable by not increasing their prices with inflation for the past year or so at least, and introducing attractive finance offers too, like 0% APR compared to 4.8% back in 2020. Tesla EVs are more competitive than they've ever been, and that is good for consumers like you and I. Moving on to Tesla's new service in the making, Robotaxi. This is arguably Elon Musk's vision for Tesla to achieve its mission statement to accelerate the world's transition to sustainable energy, which Robotaxi is expected to be vastly cheaper than your traditional taxis and Uber-like services thanks to it not having a driver. A user doesn't need to own a car with a monthly finance payment, deal with the charging costs, or even insuring it. The pay-as-you-go cost will be attractive enough that consumers will forego a car purchase and rely on a self-driving robo-taxi. At a click of a button from an app, it should be safer, cheaper, and widely available once the service is all up and running. And that is the robo-taxi vision. And there are so many usage cases for Robotaxi that I actually put together a really positive video on the variety of usage cases that there could well be. And it was missed by so many. And so I'll pop that link to that video on the screen now if you're interested. Effectively, the younger generation, more so than the older generation, will lose interest in driving. To some, it may even become a hobby like horse racing is today for car owners. But getting back to the topic, if Robotaxi is a success and it is the transportation of choice, you don't need to buy an affordable Tesla anymore. Tesla will sell you a cheap ride instead, for which is why Elon and the Tesla team are pushing self-driving more and more to achieve this great feat that hasn't been done on a nationwide scale and, well, worldwide actually. So to conclude, does Tesla still care about affordability? Hell yeah, it does. Why do you think it plans to release new affordable models to buy? This is going to satisfy today's consumer demand of even cheaper EVs, because people will still want that for now. And if you want more for your money, the existing Tesla Model 3 rear-wheel drive and the Tesla Model Y rear-wheel drive, or the long-range rear-wheel drive if you're in the US, they're getting better each year with no annual inflation increase. Then to round it off, Tesla's planned Robotaxi rollout in Austin is the first step to Tesla's Robotaxi ambitions. Can they pull off this mighty feat and bring a whole host of new customers seeking safe and affordable transportation? And if so, how long before it reaches a city near you? Hopefully the pilot in Austin is a success and Tesla does begin that scale not long after. I'm interested into what you guys think of this, and what do you think the new proposed models will be? Does Tesla still care about affordability in your eyes? Let me know in the comment section below. Don't forget to check the links in the video description. Don't forget to like, subscribe if you haven't already. You folks have been great, and I'll see you in the next one. Ciao.